Okay, this is just a fun update, basically basically let you know what I've been up to. So, what I have right here is a die that Ofer and I designed. Ofer is a student over in the mechanical engineering department. I designed the CMOS part, she designed the ultrasound part. Basically what's happening is on this die right here, which is kind of hard to see, yes, there we go. The die that is mounted right there is sending out ultrasound, and it's going over to this plate, bouncing off, and then going back. Now, as you can see right here, you can't see anything because it's not gained up. Now, what I can do is I can gain it up, and voila! You can actually see something. Maybe put it to the max setting. So, this right now, what you're seeing right now, is the echo. So what it's doing is it's transmitting, bouncing off the plate and going back, and then being received by the the receiver, and then being gained up by an amplifier. So now what I'm doing is I'm just moving the plate back and forth, which is to show that it's working. So, anyways, this is actually it gets a little bit more complicated. So I kind of streamed all this down here, and then I got some control logic. This is an MSP430. It's being clipped. This is a clip detect, circuit. And anyways, I press this button and it can change the gain. Anyways, let me show you guys the next couple of cool things. So it will take me a second. Let's see. You can kind of watch what I'm doing over here. Yes, that's very professional photography. So I'm turning off the power supply to my MSP430. I'm removing it. I'm going to program it now with a time-based gain control. So the previous one I was pressing a button, manual-based. Now what I'm doing is I'm doing an automatic ramp. So what it's doing is while the ultrasound is transmitting, it sets the gain to minimum. And the ultrasonic transducers have a high Q. What that means is they ring a lot. And since they ring a lot, I also have to give it some dead time after the transmit before I start actually gaining up stuff. So let me see if it kicks on. Turning off and on my supply. Yep, okay, there it goes. It kicks on. Good. Now let's drop it back to 1.8. Okay, so this one, it's a little harder to see what's going on here, but what's going on here, which is actually pretty cool, is this right here is, I'm transmitting, let me turn it on. So you see this little yellow line right here? That's transmit. This right here is dead time due to the high Q of the device, lots of ring. Then I start gaining it up. So if I start moving the plate back and forth, basically it goes through these different gain, stages through time. So which is pretty cool. Let me move some stuff out of the way on my desk, and I can show a bit more. So you can't really see it in that stage, so let's, so right now I'm doing 100 hertz per frame, so let's cut that by a factor of 16, and now you can actually see the object right here. So what I've done is I've just moved the object back and forth. I don't know how far that is, but it's pretty close to the meter mark. Let's move it a little bit more. Move to the somewhere. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay, that's about the meter mark. And I can see it a little bit in here, and then over here it gets a little bit more difficult. But so I'm going to slide it forward, and so you can see it popping up at basically different gains in time. So as you get closer, more of the sound is returning. So it might look bigger, but it's being amplified more largely over here, which is pretty cool. So let's put that back on high res. And so the other thing you'll notice is the noise is also getting bigger. like a cake here, like a wedding cake. Anyways, now the very last thing I'm going to show you, well, I very skillfully do this. So I'm turning off my supply, and I am taking out my MSP430, programming it into the evaluation board, and I'm going to program a automatic gain adjustment. So what this guy does is, on my die, there was a design by a master student called Wesley here that came up with a clip detect. I implemented the clip detect on the die. So what it does is basically when you have too much gain, you start clipping your amplifier, and what this means is you need to reduce your gain. And so what I'm doing, very basic, well, this is a very basic demonstration, but basically what I'm doing is I'm using the clip detect to oh, one last thing I have to do. It only works really well if I am in receive mode only of the PMUT I am looking at. Otherwise you get all sorts of funky stuff. So what I'm doing right now is I'm removing jumpers over here to disable, well, so basically what's happening right now is I'm transmitting on the PMUT, so I'm getting all these weird gains and stuff over here. So, oh, my object is right here, by the way. So, anyways, very messy video, sorry about that. Yeah, my videos have never been about professionalism, it's always been about random cool things. So, as you look at the view behind me and wonder what I'm doing, okay, so I've switched out the, let me reset the amplifier, okay. So, what you're seeing right here, PMUT, this is basically electrical feed through and other things from kind of the background. This right here is, I need to fix this at some point, but that's basically gain from, so it's ringing down right here, and then this is what I do is I set the default to max gain, so right now it's gaining up the ring down right here. This is where my object is. So just to show you, I'm moving the object closer. It gets bigger, the return signal. Moving it further away, and it starts disappearing. Now the cool thing happens when I bring it in here. Oh, wait, one last thing, let me show you. So this indicates kind of my settings right now. So right now in here I have my max gain. Here this means min gain, okay? So as I bring this in, what will happen is, oh, let me make sure you guys can see the purple, okay? You can kind of see the purple. Anyways, as I bring it closer and closer, oops, I got stuck on the tape. As you bring it in closer and closer, eventually what will happen is it will cause, you see that little purple stuff? It'll cause it to clip. Well, it's supposed to cause it to clip. It is kind of clipping. Okay, let's see. Lovely. Okay. Well, let's do a quick reset. And then let's see. Okay, there we go. We just needed a quick reset. Okay, so as I bring in the object, and it gets stuck on the tape again, let me move that tape. What will happen is it caused it to clip, and then basically it reduced the gain, and about every 5 seconds it'll try to increase the gain. But what we'll do instead is we'll move the object out of the way, and what you'll notice right here is the gain went back to its max setting. When I bring the object in closer here, the gain has been reduced. Bring the object out, as you can see the gain's been reduced, and then now after timing out it'll increase the gain. So anyways, this is using clip detect off the die and MSP430 and some other stuff to basically make this happen. And if I put this right kind of on the edge right here, sometimes it gets a little funky where it tries to gain it up, then it'll flash. Yeah, so you see, so there's the 5 seconds. Now if I get it just right, it might be able to drop. So I have this divided up into time regions, so there's 16 regions in here, 17, and then there's a dead zone region 18. So what I mean is this has the lowest gain. These regions all can vary, and then the final region is basically at the lowest gain. So you have basically the lowest gain going into right before the ring up. Anyways, this is my current setup, and this is the reason why I have been missing for quite some time. So wish me luck. I still have a paper to write and some other stuff, more data to collect, and all that good jazz.